In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Luminara Unduli for the Black Series 6-inch line. Highly anticipated action figure I've been wanting Hasbro to make for a long while now. And this is going to be kind of part of my celebration of the prequels setup here. And in conjunction with the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. So we'll be looking at a lot of prequel era characters over the next month, with a focus on Revenge of the Sith. A lot of Jedi and CIS here. A couple clones. But no better character to start off with than Luminara here. So they base her off Attack of Clones, but she does appear for a couple seconds in Revenge of the Sith during the Battle of Kashyyyk. She's number 7. Image of her on the side there. Hopefully Barriss Offee's on Hasbro's radar. I imagine she is. And for her description, it's a green-skinned Marilian. Luminara Unduli served the Jedi Order during the final years of the Galactic Republic, fighting in Clone Wars battles such as Geonosis and Kashyyyk. So we'll go ahead and get this opened up, and then we'll go from there. So my initial impression is that this is the definitive Luminara action figure. It would be nice to see this scaled down to 3 3/4 inch as well. But quite frankly, I think this is perfect. So the first standout thing about this action figure is the head sculpt. I think that's phenomenal. It looks exactly like the actress on screen, with all the paint and makeup on. You have the tattoo markings on her chin there. Now for her headdress, I was curious how Hasbro was going to be approaching this, because I've talked about it before with this action figure. It's a much harder plastic, and it's hard to articulate her shoulders, especially because of that. But this one is very flexible, and it's a much softer plastic. So you can pretty much get her shoulders in at least 90 degrees. And she does have a butterfly joint there as well, which makes it extremely handy. Her head will be tilted to the side a little bit, but you know, if you have her arms up like this anyway, chances are you have her in action pose, so it kind of helps add to it. And then even if you wanted both arms up, you can make that happen as well. So vast improvement on Hasbro's part. It doesn't appear that her headdress is removable though, and that's okay with me. Kind of helps actually, because if you articulate your shoulders, for instance, you won't have to worry about it popping off or anything like that, which is the case for the 3 3/4 inch figure. You see she does have a hood, and it is stitched down. As for the rest of her outfit here, Hasbro did a phenomenal job with it. You can see she has the clasp on her collar there, specifically for her robes, I would assume. And then the detail on her gauntlets here are very nice as well. It has a nice golden color, bronze color. Very nice design. Much more prevalent on this action figure over the 3 3/4 inch ones. Has a lot more of a glow to it. Perhaps on her home planet she came from an aristocratic background. Not sure. I'd have to go back and look at the bio for Luminara. She's one of my favorite Jedi in general. Have her belt here with the buckle. Sure, that golden color as well. And then the shininess does continue on with her loincloth here. Very nice design. It's a nice flimsy plastic. Feels durable. It's not going to break on you or anything, but it does allow for some extra flexibility. And then her skirt, which I think is the appropriate length. Does a good job hiding her legs. It does have a little bit of a drag. I think that's similar for the Shakti action figure as well, which I should be expecting Shakti here soon. So in terms of her tooling, I'm fairly certain that most of the parts here are brand new, especially her arms. Of course, the head sculpt is, and then the torso. But her legs here are reutilized from like Ayla Secura, Uracine, I think was the original, and I believe the Shakti that was recently released as well also has these same legs and boots even. Although I think the feet are a little bit different. I'll have to bring Ayla out here in a second and we'll compare that. For the most part, all new tooling. In terms of articulation, I think she has a double joint at the head there, at the base of the neck, and then, of course, at her head. And does have a good range of motion, even with the headdress. Like I said, has enough flex to it. She does have a hinge at the shoulders and then the butterfly joints. Very nice to have. Then a hinge at the elbow, and it's not really restricted at all, even with the cut of her sleeve there, which is very nice. Then hinged wrists. This one goes up and down, and this one does as well. Joint at the torso, or it's kind of more at the waist actually. And it's very fluid and doesn't feel ratchety or anything. But she does have hinged hips and then swivel thigh, which we know swivel thigh is not very common these days, so that's a huge indication that these legs are reused. But then the double pins at the knees, then the rocker ankles with the hinge as well. Interestingly enough, it seems like Hasbro's kind of going back to the pins in the knees again for a lot of the Black Series action figures. I've been noticing that on a lot of the more recent releases, like the Praetorian Guard and a few other ones as well. So that's pretty interesting. In terms of accessories, she's extremely light. Just the lightsaber here, which I think that's pretty accurate to her hilt. It has a nice design and then a lot of nice paint apps. A little bit of gold at the end here. It's the red button. And you can remove the blade, and it's very easy to remove. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a spot on her belt where you can put the lightsaber. So it seems we're not really meant to ever get a Luminara action figure where you can actually put her lightsaber on her belt. Because I think all the 3 3/4 inch action figures have that as well. Pretty interesting. I will compare her to her 3 3/4 inch Black Series counterpart here. See the difference, and they're both fantastic action figures, but it is nice that Hasbro improved on the headdress here. Wouldn't mind Hasbro doing a more movie accurate Luminara for TVC, because I think they just released the Tartakovsky Clone Wars version of her, which is just a repaint of this. But they could scale this Black Series one down and do it as a movie accurate figure. And here she is with the Order 66 Luminara. This one does not have the cloak at all. But they're all great action figures. They all bring something different to the table. And just to compare with a few other Black Series figures here. Just bring out Ayla here. And yeah, I think Luminara has new feet, because you can see Ayla has more of the high heel boots. She doesn't have that. But the legs here, pretty much the same. And then the main part of the boot here. And they look pretty good together. I do have to catch up on a few of the prequel Jedi. As I mentioned, I should be expecting Shakti here soon and be filming the video for her. But I would like to get the Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, and Ki-Adi-Mundi, and I think those are the main ones I'm missing at this point. I just never found Ki-Adi-Mundi in the wild, and same with Plo Koon and Kit Fisto as well. So I guess I'll have to get online and order those here soon. But these two look great together. Of course, we have Anakin, Obi-Wan, Mace back there as well. But I think that's pretty much all I can tell you about Luminara here. Would I recommend it for your collection? I definitely would. This is a fantastic action figure. I'm glad that Hasbro is seems to be putting emphasis on a lot of the prequel Jedi lately. I hope that continues on for a long while now. So many characters they can do. We can get Baltar Swan. Stacy 10 is allegedly around the corner. I hope that rumor is true. And yeah, there's just infinite potential. Aiden Kolar, Eth Koth, you can do all of them as well. But as I stated, Luminara is one of my favorite Jedi, and I'm happy to have her in both scales. Would like to track down the rest of the 3 3/4 inch ones as well. There's one from the Saga line where she's basically a statue, but it looks nice as well. And I think that's pretty much the main one I'm missing at this point. I do have the Clone Wars, Dave Filoni Clone Wars animated one reviewed on channel as well. But I'm very happy to have this action figure. It's perfect in every way. It's the definitive Luminara. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. And check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.